That was great.
Yes.
I'm very impressed with both of us right now.
Yes, work. Oh my god, like that never happens, and also this is one of the very few times that we're actually doing this together, and it's like
I know it's been a long time since we've done a podcast with just us, and that a great way to start it. I'm thrilled.
Yes. Okay, so welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where you put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I am Brandon, your professional fangirl of Concert Dragon video games. Today, no cup, but from my tropical smoothie cup. I'm drinking triple berry oat.
Ooh, okay, work.
Yeah, I haven't had this in a while, and they apparently took it off the menu, but I can still order it.
Yeah, okay.
So
Well, that's good.
I was just like, do you still have this? I was just like, oh yes. I was just like, give me that.
Good. And I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. Gay, I am drinking some caffeinated citrus punch situation, but of course I'm doing so in my cup mug, which you can go get your cup mug at lanagcreations.etsy.com. And we do ship internationally, so there are no excuses. And we ship within the U.S. as well, but we also do ship internationally.
That's the most important part, international.
Absolutely. And I am, of course, always drinking water because hydration is, of course, always important.
I would get my water bottle, but it's literally across the room.
There's no use. It's
no, literally.
So,
challenge still happening.
It's still here. Is this my second appearance of the season?
I think it's your second this season.
I think so. I think I was here for the beginning. I'm here again. I've caught up. I'm here. You know, some eliminations have been very disappointing.
Very.
Some eliminations were very, very exciting, such as and including all three of them in this set of episodes that we're going to talk about, if I'm being honest, because I was fine with everybody going home.
Oh, yeah. I was fine with it, but then I was just like a little sad for one of them. However, I was like, at the same time, I was like a bit turned off because of said relationship, but...
Oh, T.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
So, we come back into the house. Monty's gone.
Oh, we're talking about episodes 9 and 10, by the way. We're here doing that
9
today.
And 10, yes.
Might as well talk about that.
Again, this is a mess, but at the same time, I just want to like...
Neither of us was here last time.
No, literally.
Well, so we're just like picking up.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, technically.
We're picking it up.
Mm-hmm. So episodes 9 and 10, and beginning of episode 9, so Monty's gone.
Bye!
Yep, bye.
Bye, Monty! I was thrilled.
Mm-hmm.
Thrilled to see him leave.
Yeah, I was like, okay, like, yes, I'm aware that Monty and Tyler had, like, their Big Brother alliance going, but didn't really happen much, so, like, and of course...
And I'm going to put this out here right now, just so everybody knows. I am here to almost exclusively be a Michaela Bradshaw fan first and a human second.
That part.
There is a bias here, and I am biased towards Michaela Bradshaw. And quite frankly, all of the women of Survivor.
No, same.
That's where I'm at personally, which is 5 of the 6 women left in the game now.
No, literally.
It,
like the fact that I'm rooting for all the Survivor girls, and I'm just like so
because
happy
the only other person left is Tori.
And because we hate Tori.
Oh, I need to amend my previous statement. I am a Michaela Bradshaw fan first. I'm a Tori Deal hater second, and I'm a human third. That's where I'm at currently. But yeah, Monty's gone. Bye.
And Tyler has found a newfound confidence in himself now.
Good. I haven't been here for the bulk of the season, but I will say I was not the biggest Tyler Crispin fan on BB20. I was Faute through and through.
Yes.
Uh, to its climactic end. But I'm loving Tyler on this season. I'm really enjoying. Was he on the first season of the Challenge USA?
No.
I don't know. So this is his first challenge season. I'm really enjoying him on the challenge. There's a lot of people on here for the first time that I'm very happy to see you in a different context to what I'm used to seeing you in. Tyler's definitely one of them. Cassidy is definitely another one. I think Cassidy is thriving on the challenge, and I'm happy to see it. All of the Survivor ladies, quite frankly. I'm loving Michaela here. I'm loving Desi here. I'm loving Michelle here. And I love that Michelle has become a challenge mainstay now.
Mm-hmm.
We probably will end up talking about Challenge 39 in some capacity. Very excited about Michelle on there. Very excited about that cast on a whole. And I think I might be here more often for Challenge 39 because I am thrilled for Challenge 39.
That'll work. I might
Yeah,
join in on that finally. So we
I
shall
was gonna
see.
say we haven't covered any actual challenge seasons for the channel yet. 39 might be our first. So
Oh, wait, did we do 37?
I think we attempted to do 37.
Oh wait, I know why. What happened?
We attempted to do 37, and then we attempted to do Challenge USA 1.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're in our completing shows that we start era. So we're gonna complete this one.
Yes.
Anyway, sorry to get off track.
No, you're fine. Like again, like I'm really enjoying Tyler as well because of course last season we had Angela and they were still together. Now they've broken up. So, yep. But I've really been enjoying Tyler now because
Loving Tyler now.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about his relationship with Alyssa?
I'm not surprised by it, if I'm honest. I wasn't surprised seeing them couple up. I have to say, I think I'm liking Alyssa Snyder a little bit more too.
No, same.
I don't think she's all inherently negative. And I think a lot of it for both of them has to do with the people they were partnered with.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't love Angela, and I certainly don't love Kyle. But I'm like, Alyssa for me, I'm gonna be honest, has kind of been a non-factor on this season.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm happy to. She's another one. I'm like, I'm happy to see you in a different light than what I'm used to seeing you in. I will say, very sad that Tiffany went home.
Yeah.
Very upset that Tiffany went home. I'm mad that it had to be Michaela that took Tiffany out, but I'm happy that if anyone was gonna take Tiffany out, I'm happy it was Michaela.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, no, I think I'm liking Alyssa Snyder. The only Alyssa now. There was a Lopez, but she.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so we get back from the house. Not much really happened again, but it's more so Tyler regaining his confidence back after that elimination challenge against.
Oh, rough.
Oh, yeah, that was rough.
Rough.
I'm just thinking back on this. If I ever did that, I couldn't last that long.
Absolutely not. I could never.
Was it 3 hours or something?
I think it was 2 or 3 hours. Yeah, I think so.
Dang.
Speaking of rough, this conversation the next morning with Michaela and Chris.
Ooh.
And I'm like, ooh, because Michaela is just out there reading him for filth.
Oh, yeah.
Just I don't know where you're at. I don't think you've been Survivor Strong. You've been playing the middle the whole time. Are you with us? And she got her answer later on. So
no, literally. At this, yeah, we were about to at this point. This kind of built the narrative of what Chris has been dealing with all season.
Yeah.
And it really built up at toward the end, as we saw. So, and we'll talk about that once after the challenge, whatever challenge they have today, well, not today, this episode. And let's talk about that.
Let's talk about it. Speed jumps. I thought this was a cute little competition.
Mm-hmm.
In the first round, you just got your little stationary trampoline. You got to bounce over. You got to add up some numbers. And what we've learned time after time with challengers is just they are not good at math. They're not good at trivia, and they are not good at math.
Oh, no.
Apparently, you don't need to have trivia knowledge or proficiency in mathematics to do well on the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
I love that Seabass was the only person to get it right on the first try.
Yep. And I was just like, okay, work.
Right.
And it's so funny to me because like it was just a stationary trampoline, and then they have to like look at the numbers. They're all jumbled. Of course, a lot of people were expecting it to be like in a line, but of course to make it challenging, it has to be jumbled. And I probably
Because
wouldn't.
we are on the challenge after all.
Yeah, exactly. So after that happens, Seabass gets it first on immediately, and then of course you can see how everyone's trying to cover their answers so they're not like copying each other.
When Chanel got it, she immediately was like, "Don't copy my answer." I'm like, "Okay, girl. Okay."
Literally. So it was the first. It has to be the first 3 guys and the first 3 girls to complete it, and we had Seabass, Fessel, and was it Ty? Josh. And then the women was Tori, Chanel, and Michelle. Yeah.
Michelle Fitzgerald. Yes. And then we go to stage 2.
Ooh, that was rough.
We're on a semi truck, bouncing up and down on a trampoline to grab flags.
No, that was rough. Like just watching that. Like, yes, I may be a Tori Deal hater, but during that, like, I was just like you can, like that was a hard fall, but she still got up. I was just like, how?
I don't know. I mean, the girl is built for the challenge. Like, I don't like Tori. I used to like Tori, is the thing. I used to like Tori a lot. It's very similar to how I, like, my journey on how I felt about Cara Maria. It's like, I loved Cara, and then I liked Cara, and then I was like, oh, Cara. And I was like, I loved Tori on her season of Are You the One?
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, oh, Tori's fine. Tori's whatever. And then she got with Jordan, and I was just like, oh, God, no.
Mm-hmm.
Please. For the love of God. But, I mean, she slayed this competition. She did well. The real slayage happened here with Fessel. And are we calling him Fessel now? Are we not calling him Fessy?
I mean, it was Fessy during Big Brother, but
and I thought on his first season of the challenge it was Fessy too.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're just going.
Fessy was just a nickname. I think Fessy was just a nickname.
Well, yeah, obviously, but I was like, oh, we're all calling him Fessel. No one's calling him Fessy, even Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
No one's. I'm like, okay, cool, Fessel, great, cool, love it. He slays this damn competition.
Oh yeah, like hands down was like I thought Seabass was gonna like pull this off, but like it was just.
And then Fessy literally beat him in 2 rounds.
Yep.
And I'm like, there we go. So Fessy and Tori are our daily winners. Boom.
Like happy about Fessel, but not happy about Tori.
Yeah,
obviously, because that's her second challenge win in a row. Like individually.
I just don't like Tori. I just don't.
Yeah. Let's go just straight into the nominations because like there was nothing much that happened.
We get all of Chris's backstory, which I mean, we get the same Chris backstory over both episodes we're talking about today, and I'm like, respectfully, I love that he has a loving, wonderful family. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, he's talking about, I have to talk about this for a second, because he's like, I always dreamed of having a baby and buying land. You won $1 million. Exactly. What did you do with your $1 million that you won?
That's what I'm trying to figure out too.
I'm like, why are you on here for $250,000, which is significantly less after taxes than what you got on Survivor? Because lest we forget, Brandon, he won Survivor.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to forget that he won, but he did win. I'm just a Kelly Wentworth stan through. Oh my god.
Oh no, same.
I just thought about the concept of Kelly Wentworth on the challenge. I would scream. I would scream, cry, and throw up. And I don't care what she did on the season. I would be an unabashed Kelly Wentworth stan. I don't think she ever would. But like, Kelly Wentworth, if you're watching this, please. Okay, thanks. Anyway, the deliberation. It goes very quickly. Tori's like, I want to put in Tyler and Alyssa. And Fessy's like, actually, let's not. Because no one from Survivor has gone home yet. And when Fessel said that, I was like, oh my god, you're right. No one from Survivor has gone home.
Exactly.
I was like, oh. Okay. And mind you, 5 of the 7 of them are women, so I'm fine with it.
No, I'm fine with it too.
All 5 of them, I'm like, yes, absolutely. All 5 of you need to stay. But I'm like, yeah, you're right. Why are we? And there's only 2 Big Brother people left, and it's him and Tyler and Alyssa.
Mm-hmm.
So they end up. They both have to give in a little bit. This was truly like the most compromise I think we've seen from daily winners at all this season.
Yeah, because when they were in teams, they were like, of course, like they were like still like strict with their alliance.
And
now
I hated the teams.
Oh yeah, I hated it too.
I like that we brought back a team format. I really do. In reality, on this season, it just didn't pan out like well.
Mm-hmm.
And it just caused all the unnecessary drama. And I was like, I don't need this.
Yeah.
But
like, while I enjoyed the drama, but this drama was like convoluted.
I didn't enjoy the drama.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why I enjoyed these 2 episodes, because it was very straightforward challenge. And I'm like, there's a little bit of drama, but it's like drama that I find interesting. I don't care about Josh yelling at people. I really don't. And Josh was barely in these 2 episodes. And honestly, I think that's maybe why I enjoyed them so much.
Another Big Brother, Josh.
Oh God.
Yes. So
so right.
Yeah. So for like the fact that we forgot about him, I was just like, oh, okay.
I don't care.
I block him out too. So don't worry.
Truly same.
No, because like again, like the fact that like all 7 Survivor players and 5 of them are women, which keep them.
Period.
So they end up picking two from Survivor, Chris and Cassidy.
And they both have to give in a little bit, like we were saying, because Tori is roommates with Cassidy, so she doesn't want to necessarily put in Cassidy, but it's kind of really the only option she has at this point. And Fessel doesn't really want to put in Chris because he's good with Chris.
Mm-hmm. Also roommates, so.
Also roommates. He's part of Chris's top 4, which I'm like, okay, cool. Have a...
That wasn't going to last.
Have a top 4 of all men. That's not misogynistic in the slightest, but okay, Chris, go off.
Mm-hmm.
No,
yeah, because at that point, because with Tori specifically, because like she is like good with a lot of Survivor, like with Survivor people.
Yeah, she was very in with the Strong Girls Alliance, which is just Desi, Michaela, Chanel, and Michelle.
Yeah, partly Michelle. Yes.
Kind of Michelle, kind of not Michelle. She's the only one that's won out of the 4 of them, so you would think they would include her, but all right.
So at this point, after everyone else sees all the winner picks, Chris goes spiraling.
Oh, this is the downfall of Chris.
Literally. Oh, I don't know how it was possible for him to just like tank his game right there, right then.
And the stupidity of Fessy going, I'm sorry, Chris. There were no other options. In the kitchen with everyone there, it's just like, say nothing at all.
Yeah, no.
If that's what you're going to say, just say nothing. But Chris literally, and then we see all of the receipts of Chris saying a different name to everybody. And I'm just like, oh yeah, you really just don't know how to play a social game because you literally didn't have to.
Mm-hmm.
He's like one of the only Survivor winners to literally just not have to play a social game.
Which did not help him in this one as well.
No, because he's like. Meanwhile, in this whole situation, well, all of the Chris happens. We don't need to, whatever. Bananas pops up, and I'm like, fuck, I forgot Bananas was on this season. It's like, fuck, I don't care about Bananas.
I don't care about Bananas either.
Like, whatever. In the midst of all of this, they go out to drinking in Croatia, as one does.
Mm-hmm.
And Seabass goes to Tori and is like, we should put in Corey. You realize you're talking to Tori, who has done 7,000 seasons of the challenge with Corey. They're both also vets, coming into this game as vets together, and they have a really good relationship. And you're going to go to Tori and be like, we should put in Corey.
The confusion of it all. I'm like, why?
These people are stupid.
Literally.
That's why the vets keep winning, is these people are stupid. Like, no wonder you didn't win Survivor, Seabass. God. I can't say the same about Chris. Chris did win. Anyway.
Yeah, Chris did win. And then, of course, Seabass and Tori still make out. I don't know why.
This was the single most upsetting thing for me because I was actually very excited to see Seabass cast on this season.
Same.
I was like, that's such an out of left field casting choice. Like him and Desi were the two that I was like, oh, that's kind of out of nowhere. Okay, work. And Desi has done nothing but impress me. And I'm thrilled about it. And Seabass has done nothing but disappoint me.
I mean, after Desi got screwed over in the first season. And then she came back with a vengeance, and I'm so happy.
As she should.
As at the beginning of the season, I was rooting for Desi, so I'm still rooting for her.
We still love Desi.
And that shifted to Michaela, so
period.
Work. So that's what's upsetting with, because like the fact that Seabass and Tori had a relationship going, I was just like, I don't know how I feel about this.
At this point, honestly, I'm gonna pull a line from Lana. I'm just rooting for everybody black.
Oh, I agree.
I'm rooting for everybody black and everyone from Survivor except for Chris.
Same.
That's where I'm at.
And Seabass.
Well, he's not. We'll talk about it. So
we'll talk about it. Yeah.
So Chris is already going in, and everyone's like, "Well, who should we vote for?"
Mm-hmm.
And so Corey confronts Seabass. Seabass is like, "No, it was Chris. Why are you deflecting on someone who's already potentially going into elimination?"
Mm-hmm.
Huh? So then they vote, and they go to I also hate the Hopper. I love it and I hate it, because I do love that all it takes is one vote, but it's like all it takes is one vote.
Yeah. That's part of the reason why I dreaded Tiffany leaving.
So still mad. Still mad. Still angry. But we get the votes coming down from the Hopper. And we have 6 for Seabass, 5 for Tyler, 1 for Alyssa, and 1 for Bananas. I would have fucking screamed if Alyssa had been chosen.
No, yeah.
Just the one vote on a woman. I kind of would have lived, but I didn't want to see that happen because I didn't want to see Cassidy in elimination. Which
no, same.
That scenario literally plays out in the next episode, but whatever. So Seabass gets chosen. It's Seabass versus Chris in this very fun elimination.
No, very fun.
It's as Seabass puts it, it's a TikTok trick shot challenge.
Mm-hmm.
But make it giant. I'm like, these are the eliminations I love, because I love, and part of the reason I do continue to love the challenge, I'm not going to say love, I'm not nearly as in love with the challenge as I used to be. But one of the reasons I do continue to like the challenge is because they always throw in these random competitions out of nowhere that just are kind of the great equalizer. Like, this requires skill, but this doesn't require memory, intelligence, really, muscle.
I mean,
strength.
kind of muscle.
A little bit, but I loved this.
No, I love
Make a giant trick shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they start out with just doing a straight down like staircase first. And then
Yeah.
if you make that, you have to do the
You have to add in 2 like slanted
angled.
panels, so you
Yeah.
go from 3 to 5 panels. And you have to bounce it off of that. It was close. It was really close. I think ultimately what did Seabass in, because he does end up losing and getting eliminated. I think what does him in is he ends up moving everything around at the last minute. So he gets his first one, and then he adds in the 2 angled ones, and he keeps just fucking with all of them. And Tori's literally in the background, like, "What are you doing? Don't move that!"
No,
Like,
you can
yeah.
you can hear that like the shrieking of Tori, and I was just like, oh my
The
god.
shrieking is actually the best way to put it, honestly.
Even though it wasn't shrieking, it was more so just like obnoxious.
What are you doing? Don't do that! Ah! I have horrible taste in men. Anyway, Sebastian's gone. I'm okay. Bye.
It's fine. Yeah.
Moving on. This is Chris's first time in, right? First or second?
Second.
Second, because he took out Lewis. On a side note, if and when we do the Challenge USA season 3, Paramount, CBS, Viacom, I'm looking right at you. Cast more Amazing Race people.
That fucking part.
And all of your casting choices from Amazing Race have been, guess what? Fantastic. Lewis, love Lewis. Dusty, he's fine. Kayla, icon. James, icon. Leo, icon. Like, cast more people. Could you imagine? Because he technically falls under this. Could you imagine if they cast Tyler Oakley? I would scream.
No, I
scream.
would fucking scream because
I would too. I love Tyler. He would never do it.
He would never do it at all.
Never do it.
Maybe Corey.
You know who I do?
No, Corey cool. Corey could. He could.
Corey would. I would like to see that. You know who? Side tangent. There's not much else to talk about really. Side tangent. You know who I do want to see cast from Amazing Race on Challenge USA?
Oh.
I want Becca from Team Fun.
Yes.
Could you imagine?
I would love her.
Either of them, really. But for me, more Becca.
No, I would love to see Becca.
Do we have to do a fan cast Challenge USA thing now? I feel like we might have
to.
Shit.
Oh, jeez.
Anyway. Also bring back more Love Island people. They were fun.
Oh, yeah. That was... Yeah, last season, they actually, like, with Love Island, it was, like left field, but
because I love Cachet, so bring back Cachet for everything.
No,
thank you.
Literally.
Bring back Cachet for everything. Put Cachet and Trina on the same season, please. I would love that. I love them. Bring back Justine. I love Justine. Anyway, now we're gonna have to do a fucking fan cast. God,
yeah. I mean, I'll do it.
Why do I do this to myself? I know you'll do it, but like, why do I do this to myself?
Because we loved, again, the reality TV realm. Just
now I want to get back into the channel. God damn it! There's too much TV to watch. Anyway, episode 10.
Yeah, episode 10.
Gone.
Yeah, Seabass is gone, and then it's now Chris trying to rekindle his relationships back with the house.
Chris versus the house.
Literally.
And that's all. And then we get an interesting shot. And in this moment, I was like, yeah, you know what? Wes is kind of hot. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I do prefer beardless Wes, I will say.
But can you believe he's been like doing the challenge for 18 years?
18 years. Johnny's up to I think Johnny's nearing 20 years as well.
Oh my god.
I think it'll be if and when he comes back for another season. We know he ain't on 39 as a contestant.
I mean, so... I can see Bananas be back, be in again at some point.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, no wonder Banana. Well, I mean, the twist for 39 does it, but no wonder he wasn't on it because he's on House of Villains.
Mm-hmm.
Very excited about that, by the way, y'all.
Yeah.
We will maybe cover it with the sliver of time we have left.
No, literally. Like, no, once Wednesday kicks in, like as of recording this, like it's like full guns ablazing with Survivor and Amazing Race. Like
Survivor, Amazing Race, Drag Race UK, Golden Bachelor, Bachelor in Paradise, and then we have BB UK starting in 2 weeks, and then we also have House of Villains, and then also Traders Canada, and then God, and then all the Drag Race. I love that this has just become a ranting podcast. We are talking about the episode.
No, we are talking about the episode, but if I'll be honest, more ranting because like we just have a lot to like vent about.
Literally,
because
this is
like...
now the venting podcast. I'll take it. But no, we see Wes and Josh, and Josh is like, I think I have to cut Wes because I don't think I can beat Wes in the end. And I'm like, bitch, you've never made a final.
That's good acting.
Why are you talking about this? You've never made a final. He's like, I think I have to cut Wes. I'm like, I don't care.
I don't care. But good impression. Good
Thank
impression.
you. I thank you. That was very off the cuff, spur of the moment, and I think it's actually pretty good. So I'm gonna go with it. But yeah, anyway, the challenge. This was cute too.
No, I would do this.
Jump off a platform, grab a baton. That's it.
No, this was giving similar to Amazing Race with one of the challenges for like the final, like for the final leg.
Oh yeah, this was giving like first part of a Survivor challenge. This was giving like Amazing Race Roadblock. I was like, yes, work.
Mm-hmm.
And we do it in 2 heats. And honestly, all I really want to talk about is Michaela Bradshaw.
Yes.
Shocker, because she is just petrified. Petrified, and it only gets worse the more rounds she has to do. And I'm gonna be honest, I felt bad, but I was laughing the whole time.
Oh no!
Because she's just like, and I'm like, Michaela, get your shit together. And then she did in a big way.
No, literally. Like I was like, I felt bad, but at the same time, I was just like, you're actually doing this. And then you see how every one of her castmates were like, you got this, just don't think about it.
I did love everybody, rallying behind Michaela. I love to see it. So it comes down to Michaela and Desi on the side of the women, love. And it comes down to Fessel and Bananas on the side of the men. Yeah. But Queen Michaela gets her first daily.
Yes, it's about fucking time.
Icon Queen, Legend Queen, yes. And also Fessel wins. But Michaela.
Yes, Michaela.
Yes, Michaela. I love it. Thrilled, truly thrilled. Because, Brandon, it's double elimination.
Oh, yeah.
Pretends to be shocked.
Davon.
Bring back Davon, please.
Bring back Davon, please.
She never will, because she was so mistreated on the challenge, too.
Uh-huh.
Spoiler for when we do the fan cast for Challenge USA 3, she will be on my list. I'm just saying it now. She will be on my list.
Work.
She will never come back on, but she will be on my list. So, Fessel and Michaela in deliberation. This was interesting.
Very.
Because she's just like, I'm gonna sit back and listen to Fessel because he's done this more than I have. He's been in this position more times than I have. I've never been in this position. So I'm gonna listen to what he has to say. And ultimately I'm gonna do what's best for my game, but I am gonna listen to what he has to say. Because going in, she's like, I'm going to put Tori in. And I was like, as much as I would love for you to put Tori in, darling, that's not a good idea for your game.
Yeah, not a good idea.
And Desi says it. She's like, that's not good for our game. We have an alliance with Tori. She's never put us in, and she's been in power many times. And the first time we have power, and we're gonna put in Tori? No.
Like, bold move, but at the same time, not good for you.
Bold move, but we have seen what bold moves have done on this season, and it's put Cassidy in a really bad spot. So I was fine with, at this point, not putting Tori in. I was like, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Whatever. So they both kind of take the easier route.
I wouldn't say it's easy. Like, I felt like this was also very strategic because, like,
Yeah.
I think they were like more relying on the house votes rather than because, like Michaela said, like that, like picking the more easier targets is strategic in a way to make sure like the house like kind of flips by itself.
Yeah.
Which I kind of agree with because
Yeah.
like I need to see more like run-ins like that.
It's a really interesting strategic move from Fessy, and I'm like, okay, Fessy, maybe you have learned something being on the challenge. Oh, work, Fessy.
I love that post. I love your post that you're doing.
Just like work, Fessy. Yeah, okay, Fessy, I see you. So they make their choices, and so they pick Chris and Alyssa. And so because it's a double, we know Chris and Alyssa are both automatically going into elimination. Neither of them are thrilled.
Nope.
It is their third time each?
Yes. Third time each, but Alyssa's first time actually competing.
Yeah, because Alyssa's been, there, but hasn't had to compete.
Mm-hmm. And this is Chris's third time actually competing.
Third time actually going in and doing the damn thing.
Mm-hmm.
So they're bummed. Whatever. And Chris is just like, I want to go against Bananas or Wes. I'm like, but I'm going to vote for Tori. What? I mean, I get it because he doesn't want to go into elimination, but like, he's like, I don't want to go into elimination, but if I did, put in Bananas or Wes, but I'm not going to vote for either one of them. I'm going to vote for Tori. But you're going in.
Yeah, you already know you're going
vote
in.
For the person you want.
Like, yes, I get you're trying to gather votes, but at the same time, like, if you want to gather that vote for you first.
Ugh. God, I'm just like, ugh.
Like, it feels so weird when you, like, now that I think about this, like, yes, I love that they're bringing, like, so many different, like, reality TV stars into like, one bubble.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, you're all, like, all your gameplays are clashing in a way that's, like, not helping, not only
it's really
you.
showing, well, and I don't even necessarily, I will agree with that to an extent, but I look back to Challenge USA 1, where it was kind of like the Big Brother contingent versus the Love Island contingent and the way that those two groups strategized against each other.
Yes.
And that was kind of the dominant force for the whole season. When we're looking at this season, it's kind of been Survivor's been very dominant, and no one else is really matching that dominance other than the vets. But the vets are obviously going to do that because they've played this game 5,000 times.
Yes.
They know it's literally cut and dry another day at work for them. So it's just like, I find it really interesting. It's also really exposing who is good at strategic gameplay and who really is not. I think that's more so the distinction that I've had with this is like, oh, Chris, no. Michaela, strategic genius.
Yes, exactly.
And I love her for it.
Mm-hmm. So we now get into the blind votes, and everyone seemed to make up their mind except for Josh.
Because at this point, Josh is going, I still don't know what to do. This is a really hard decision. I just don't know I don't know who to vote for. Meatballs.
Not the meatball.
And at this point, I'm just like, Josh, Ugh. Ugh. Thank God Polly wasn't on the season for that long because I could not have handled Josh and Polly
No,
together.
same. Like I
Ugh.
was just like when Polly left, I was like, bye. Like, and I talked about it. So it's like,
Congrats on being bisexual. That's all.
yeah.
Good for you. Fuck off my TV. So yeah, after Josh decides I have to vote Wes because I can't beat him in the end. Uh, um we go to the elimination. That's about it. So as far as votes go in the hopper, on the men's side, we got 7 votes for Tyler. Just like, oh shit.
It was like, damn.
Oof. 3 votes for Wes, 2 votes for Bananas. And then on the women's side, we have 2 votes for Tori, 1 vote Michelle, 9 votes for Cassidy.
Gag.
And it's at this point, Cassidy gets pulled in and Wes gets pulled in. And I'm like, oh, shit. And it's at this point, Cassidy's like, well, my whole alliance turned on me, so I want to go back in and cause some chaos. I'm like, good for you, girl.
Yeah, good for you.
I
And
hope you do.
is it bad that I kind of like saw Wes going in and not Tyler?
I was more okay with Wes going. I was like, Wes or Banana.
No, it's funny because like I'm thinking about this. I was just like, yes, Tyler had 7 votes, but I was like, why was I like low-key just rooting for Wes to like get in?
Oh, me too. I was like, Wes or Bananas. Tyler just did a 3-hour elimination. Let him have a break.
Mm-hmm.
And they did.
Mm-hmm.
So this elimination, what was it called again? I don't even fucking Ripped Off. It was fine.
It was fine, but like I really like this concept though. Like,
Yeah, I like the concept. I just wish so you're running around on this like pole to try to rip patches off of your opponent. I wish it was more like maze style. Like I wish they were on the ground with like a maze going around because I feel like that just would have added a little bit more like intrigue.
mm-hmm.
Because with this, for me, they're just going around.
Yeah, they're just going in circles. Like,
Going in circles.
no, I love the maze idea because like if you're caught in a dead end, you'd be like, oh, I got you.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like I feel like that just it gives it almost like a hall brawl kind of effect to it.
And speaking of hall brawl, the fact
Oh,
that Alyssa was like praying
thrilled it wasn't a hall brawl.
like it's physical, and thank God it's not a hall brawl. And
Right. I really thought, the person that does the chasing first kind of had an advantage
a little bit.
because they knew what to do to escape it, but also they were more tired.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, at first I thought, oh, that's just a major disadvantage, but not really.
Yeah, not really, because like yes, they were like fatigued, like trying to get back into it, and
Because
then
the
they were just
person that
like,
did the chasing second in both rounds won.
mm-hmm.
By
1.
By 1. Each time it's literally by 1. And we get Chris win, and we get Cassidy win. So we say goodbye to Alyssa and Wes, which apparently this is Wes's last season. I'm going to be really honest. I don't believe it.
I don't believe it either.
I know he's got like a family now and like good for him. I don't believe it. I really don't. But if it is his last, bye.
But also good for him because again,
Very good for him. Yeah.
like 18 years.
18 years. I do want to give him his flowers. Wes has never been my favorite challenger. Ever. But he has, laid a lot of the groundwork for what we know is the challenge today. So in that regard, you know what? Good for you, Weston Bergman. Good for you. A wild way for you to go out.
Mm-hmm.
But good for you.
And then also got to say about this, with Alyssa like holding her own in this one.
I was really impressed with Alyssa. I was really happy for Alyssa in this one. But good for you,
Mhm.
girl.
Yeah, because like she pulled off 8 patches at first, and which was like, oh wow, like she came
Yeah,
to like play, and I'm so
yeah,
happy for her. And then Cassidy like got the 9th one at the last second. I was just like,
her
oh my god,
queen icon.
yeah, literally icon. And then kind of the same thing with how Chris pulled the last one almost at the last second with the 10th one.
Seconds, but yeah. So we are down to top 12. 12? 12.
Yeah, look,
We have
it's
six
it's pick
men,
12.
6 women. An interesting bunch of people.
Very interesting.
Because on one side for the women, you have 5 survivors and Tori. And then on the other side, you have 3 Big Brother players, Chris, and 2 very strong vets in Corey and Bananas. I'll be honest, I wish we had seen Corey do anything really on this season.
No, yeah, Corey was like in the background at like these
Corey
last 2
has been
episodes.
such a background character in this season. And then he popped up in this episode. He was like, "Oh, I got to make sure I'm safe." I'm like, "Oh, Corey. Hey, Corey. Good to see you. I like Corey.
No, I
I
like
don't
Corey
dislike
too.
Corey. But I was like, "Oh, yeah, Corey, you're here. Sure." I do love at the end though when Cassidy's like, "I'm gonna go back in the house and I'm gonna cause chaos, blah 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 blah," and basically calls out Chanel without calling out Chanel. And I'm like, "Okay, girl, you go do your thing. Sure, call out Chanel all you want." She's one of 4 people left that hasn't gone into an elimination yet. So
That part, like, and that's funny to think about too, because like with Chanel, like she's also like there in the background, but still making the moves that she is doing.
oh yeah, Chanel has positioned herself in a very strong place, which I'm happy to see given that her Survivor experience didn't pan out nearly as well as this. But yeah, as of right now, the only 4 people that have not gone into elimination yet are Chanel, Corey, Fessel, and Josh.
Oh damn.
Everybody else has gone into elimination at least once.
Mm-hmm.
So
No, I remember Desi's just like very well. So
uh,
and of course, like with Tori, obviously, because like they were trying to get her out so early, which I was just like,
I'm
and
still sad about because we lost Johnny.
Johnny and Amanda.
Amanda less so for me personally.
Hmm.
I know there are big Amanda fans on this podcast. I know.
Hmm.
I get it. I do like Amanda.
No, like I loved Amanda, but like I think I love Johnny more.
She was never my favorite lavender lady. Make that very clear. It's always been Sylvia for me.
Oh, true. Mhm.
It's always been Sylvia for me. But so we've got what, 3 more episodes, I think?
Allegedly.
I think.
It doesn't seem like that though with this many people.
Yeah, because I know the final, I think, allegedly is 4 men, 4 women.
Mhm. Oh, so
So we have 2 more rounds of doubles.
if
And
that's the
then
case,
the
like
final.
yeah. Okay. I would
I
love
don't
to
know.
see it.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but like it's starting to shake up finally because now that's getting to that point.
Yeah, I'm like, I always have trouble with like the middle portion of a challenge season where I'm always like, just it's dragging on for me.
No, it like I think for me because it like the last like 7 and 8 like really dragged in my opinion,
Yeah,
but
I
these
agree.
2 picked up for me, which is why I was just like, oh, like I was excited to talk about these 2 episodes.
These 2 are good. Yeah,
Mhm. So
I agree
I
with
think the next
that.
episode will pick it up, and then
Yeah, so we have titles for the next 2 episodes.
oh okay, what are
But
they?
we don't slippery business, and then I'm very excited about that one because everyone's covered in oil, which means
Oh
hot
yeah,
men
it's
covered in
wrestling.
oil. I'm very
Yeah,
excited
it's
about that.
wrestling. So
And
I'm
then
excited for that one.
revenge amongst the ruins, which might be the final.
That sounds like the final.
It sounds like a final, doesn't it? I'm like,
Yeah.
it kind of sounds like a final. So I don't know. regardless, we'll be back in 2 weeks to talk about that, whether it's the final or not. We'll be here talking about it regardless. But well, that was fun.
That was
Lovely.
love how we got to rant about other things.
Oh, always. Yeah, I feel like the challenge is just gonna be my place where I'm like, oh, and remember that one thing.
Yep.
Stan Michaela Bradshaw. Period.
Yes. Stan Michaela Bradshaw, Stan Desi.
Williams. Is that her last name? Williams.
Desi Williams. I think so.
I think so. Stan Desi Williams. Chanel Howell. Michelle Fitzgerald. Cassidy Clark.
Yes.
And I guess Tyler.
I guess
That's
Tyler.
fine. That's fine. Sure. But
Sure.
why not?
Oh, that's too funny.
Well, thank you for joining. We'll be here in 2 weeks to talk about what might be the final. Who knows? Who knows anymore? Who knows? We're along for the ride. So follow us on the things, do the things. Thank you for your continued support here at the Cup TV. If you want to follow the main channel, you can do that too. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at the Cup Pod. Follow me and Brandon. Get your merch. Link is always down in that description below. And cheers.
Cheers.
Woo. Bye-bye now.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Goodbye.